Let's talk about AI and the music industry. I hope you've had a good weekend so far. So, this is from Sky News and it's about the misuse of copyrighted music by AI companies and how it could exploit artists. And if you're new here, I'm Serena and I speak about media literacy, the creator economy, and a sprinkling of current affairs. And this article is by Arti Nachiappan, the tech correspondent. Let's get into this. The misuse of copyrighted music by artificial intelligence companies could exploit musicians, a former executive at a leading tech startup has warned. The technology is trained on a huge number of existing songs, which it uses to generate music based on a text prompt. Copyrighted work is already being used to train artificial intelligence models without permission, according to Ed Newton Rex, who resigned from his role leading Stability AI's audio team because he didn't agree with the company's opinion that training generative AI models on copyrighted works is fair use of the material. It was only a matter of time before artists' work would sort of get in the firing line and the protection of it. But I think in this case, it's more about record labels trying to protect their assets and their interest rather than caring about the artist. So, Mr. Newton Rex told Sky News that his issue is not so much with Stability as a company as it is with the generative AI industry as a whole. Everyone really adopts the same position, and this position is essentially we can train these generative models on whatever we want to, and we can do that without consent from the rights holders. Record labels. From the people who actually created that content and who own that content. Added that one of the reasons large AI companies do not agree deals with artists and labels is because it involves legwork that costs them time and money. The absolute cheek of it. Fair use is a legal clause that allows copyrighted work to be used without the owner's permission for specified non-commercial purposes like research or teaching. The company is saying they gave musicians the option to opt out of their pool of training data. But just for our awareness, millions of AI generated songs are being created online every day, and very big name artists are even signing deals with these tech giants to create AI music tools. And now we've got a nice little write-up by Arti who says, musicians through the ages have embraced technology, whether that is manipulating their voices with autotune or using digital production music tools to sample and repurpose music. Sampling, which is the reuse of a sound recording in another piece of recorded music, was considered a threat to the work of musicians when the tech was first developed. Regulation has since been put in place, meaning that an artist must get permission from the copyright holder in order to legally use a sample. Now, sampling is the cornerstone of a number of modern music genres from hip-hop to jungle. It's interesting that she used those two, hip-hop and jungle. Jungle is massive! She's saying that AI is no different, but the effect of it is up to regulators, and I would say it is a bit different. The reason being, you've got to think about the entity that is actually using your work. You can have an agreement with that one artist who's sampling your work. How do you have an agreement with an AI generative company model where it could potentially use it in a myriad of ways? Like, you can't control that output, can you? It's not just one person. It's not like Kanye, who has built his entire music catalogue on really clever sampling. Let's talk more about the article. Tech giants like Google, YouTube, and Sony are launching AI tools that allow anyone to generate music based on a text prompt. Artists have agreed for their work to be used in these models, but there's been an influx of AI generators that are thought to have scraped music without the creator's consent. Bad Bunny, the Grammy Award-winning singer from Puerto Rico, was the latest in a series of established artists to criticize the use of his voice. Yes, without his consent, in an AI generated song that went viral in November. He told his 20 million WhatsApp followers to leave if they liked this shitty song that is viral on TikTok. I don't want you on tour either. This has got me thinking about Sinead Bovell, who is a futurist, and she was recently deep faked by a company. So her digital twin was created without her consent. It's all in the same family, and this is just going to become more and more of a I think, feature for anyone who owns any kind of a digital asset, well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty obvious. Let's close off the article with Boomy, an AI music generator that claims it does not use copyrighted music, said more than 18 million songs were produced using the platform as of November. The Human Artistry Campaign, which represents music associations from across the world, has called for regulations to protect copyright and ensure artists are given the option to license their work to AI companies for a fee. Moya McTeer, senior advisor to the campaign, said when artists' work is used in these models, those artists have to be credited and compensated if they have given their consent to be used in these models. The impact of this is huge because if you have any kind of a digital asset, creative digital asset, the likelihood of it being used in a myriad of ways and multiple times is highly probable and then risky because it may get far more attention than your work using your likeness or basically you. That could basically just take over your entire identity. Let's do a little bit more digging. If you know more, jump in the comments, you know what to do. But thank you for watching this far. Check out longer YouTube episodes as well, and make sure you follow and subscribe.